Hey guys, AXL here with Red Hot Heat back for another war highlight video. We're gonna take a look at just a couple of attacks from 2 wars ago before it gets erased. So we could have had a perfect war, but I think we just had a off war. I think some of our Town Hall 9s maybe had a little bit of a rough time 3-starring their bases, but anyway, still managed to get some good attacks, especially up at the top. As you can see here, we managed to clear their top 4. So let's take a look at number 1. Both number 1 and 2 were plans pretty much by Bro. We talked about it actually together and planned it out. So the first one started with a queen walk from the right side. The goal here was to have her walk downwards. Now, this was a bit of a risk because she could have walked the wrong way, but I had that minion there just to create a bit of a funnel, and luckily she did go the right way. Had that rage drop down just to make sure that she doesn't die. She's getting a little bit low there. Got really lucky there that the hog that I used to lure the CC actually triggered the freeze trap. But anyway, dropped the double poison here. Those loons won't even make it close to the Archer Queen before they start dropping. And she manages to take out the dragon. And meanwhile, I had a couple of minions to create the funnel on the other side. And I dropped the Barb King and Valkyries, and here allowed them to beat through the wall and then drop a rage and double jumps to lead them into the top where the Archer Queen is. So they managed to get the first Inferno down, and now it's just a single Inferno. I dropped the CC Hogs here to try to take care of that single Inferno. Unfortunately, they get mauled down by some skeleton traps here, so I start dropping in the rest of the hogs. As you can see on the left hand side, the Valks and the Barb King managed to clear out the entire top left of the base, so all that's really left now is just an Expo. And unfortunately, just my group of hogs weren't able to get the job done. I did expect them to take out all the defenses on that side, but unfortunately, like I said, the skeleton traps ruined my plan. But I have both heroes still alive at pretty much full health, and over here I was able to take down the last remaining threat. Alright. Next one is number 2. This one went better. Obviously there's no Inferno Tower, so it was much easier base to hit. But the plan is to come down from the top with my Queen Walk. I dropped an Archer there on that army camp just to make sure I push her towards the right, which is where I want her to go. And then I dropped down some Archers on the builders' huts just to take care of them so I don't have to worry about them later on. So she's going to step in here. And right after she takes out this cannon, I'm going to drop a hog down to lure out the CC troops. Pre-drop the poison spells, and that's what you want to do. You want to pre-drop your poison spells, especially when you're luring the CC. You know exactly when they're going to come out. That way, the balloons at least don't even make it to your Archer Queen, and by the time the dragon makes it there, it's going to be pretty tenderized. As you can see, it was down to pretty much half health, or even lower. But on the right hand side, I had a giant and some bowlers with some healers to create that side of the funnel. Drop my Barb King down with the Valkyries, double jump, rage, heal, back end rage, and that's all she wrote. Went through the base pretty quickly. If you have your funnel created properly and plan out the pathing of your Valks, have those jump spells there to help them along, it's going to be a pretty easy raid with Valkyries. Dropped in targeted hogs just to take care of the last remaining defenses, and that's it. Alright. Number 3 by James. Now this isn't a bully attack, but I do want to mention here that when you're a 9.5 or a low 10 and you're doing these bully attacks, really you need to make sure that you don't, well, I don't want to say you make sure you don't fail these attacks, because no matter what, it's attacking a max Town Hall 9 is going to be hard, but it should be a lot easier if you use the proper strategy. And in this case, James uses pretty much the Town Hall 10 version of a hobo attack. Fortunately, that mortar went down, so most of his bowlers managed to make it into the base. But using these Town Hall 10 versions of Town Hall 9 attacks is very powerful. You don't want to just use weird strategies that you think will work. You want to go with strategies that you know will work, and whether it be a AQ walk go Vaho or in this case James is using the hobo attack. It's tried and true, so stick with what you know. Don't try anything fancy, especially when your clan is counting on you to clean up those top Town Hall 9s. But anyway, yeah, James makes it through this base pretty easily. As you can see, he has pretty much almost all of his hogs left at the end of the raid, and made it look easy, which is what it's supposed to look like when you're doing a bully attack. So those are two examples of good strategies to use on 9s or even 9.5s, as you saw on number 2. You have that extra spell, so you can afford, in both of these raids, we use double jumps, so you can afford to use that extra jump spell to allow your kill squad or whatever main army you're using to go into the direction that you want them to. So these are the types of strategies you want to use when you're doing these bully attacks. Number 4 I did with Golaloon. At this point I think we already pretty much won the war. Just wanted to get this 3-star to make sure, but even had I failed, James had one more attack left to back me up, so I decided to go air. Usually I would go ground just because it's less risky. It's more of the safe route to go. Air attacks, when they fail, they tend to get only 1 star. But anyway, the point is, went in with 2 golems. Didn't go exactly as planned. When you invest 2 golems into a Golaloon attack, obviously the goal is to get 2 air defenses, and I fully expected to get both air defenses, but unfortunately my Archer Queen just did not go the right way. But because that first air defense was pretty exposed, luckily I was able to take it down rather quickly. And then it's just a normal targeted deployment. I'm going counterclockwise. Unfortunately, that Expo there and Tesla did not go down, so I dropped another couple of balloons down just to make sure I take those down, so my main group of balloons don't have to go back for it later on. And just dropping haste spells down as I go, and I have a huge enough group of balloons to actually make it. I dropped that 1 loon down in the back just to take care of that last remaining Tesla, and 1 balloon will take out 1 Tesla, but the balloon will die, as you saw. The drop of the balloon will take down the Tesla, unless you drop it right on top of the Tesla, and in that case your balloon will survive. It will get 2 bomb drops off and kill the Tesla before the Tesla can kill it. But in the case where your balloon has to travel towards the Tesla, it'll die after you take down the balloon. Anyway, okay, so just clean up. Number 7 by Bish Bash Bosh. Going in with a AQ Walk Govaho. Not exactly sure why he's spreading out his wizards. Usually what you want, wizards, sorry, healers. Usually you want to drop the healers in the direction that your Archer Queen will be walking. So if she's gonna walk towards the left, or you intend for her to walk left, then you want to drop your healers towards the left. It's a matter of drag. If you want to know more about that, you can look at the video that I did on Archer Queen walks, and that'll explain it further. But anyway, it looks like Bish wants the AQ to walk towards the left to take care of that enemy Archer Queen, which she will do right now. And then on the right corner, he drops down a golem along with some bowlers to just take care of the defenses on that side. And one just thing to point out here, because you want your bowlers to get in and kill these defenses quickly, in this situation, because there was nothing targeting this over here, you could drop a few wizards, or even towards the beginning, if you just drop like a couple of archers down, just to create a bit of a funnel for your bowlers. That'll allow them or take down a couple of buildings with whatever archers, minions, whatever you want. It'll create a bit of a funnel, or at least take down some buildings for your bowlers. That way they can get to the main targets quicker, which are these defenses here. Notice these two bowlers are going to track down and waste time there. Had you dropped this wizard maybe a little bit sooner, it would have took down all of these buildings before the bowlers were dropped. But anyway, gonna continue on. And now want to drop down your Barb King first, always, so that it's tanking for your Valkyries before they drop down, just to mitigate any damage in the beginning that you can. Drops down the jump spell. You want to drop that down early. Drop the jump spell down early. Drop the rage down spell early, and drop a heal. Should have been down already before the Valks even reached there. So that was a little bit late right there. The rage was a bit late as well. So you want to drop all your spells down pretty quickly. Don't worry about the spell running out. The Valkyries are very fast, so you wanna, the Valks won't stay in your heal spell for the entire duration of the heal. It's just not going to happen, because they're going to beat through the walls rather quickly and move on to their next target, and they're going to walk out of the radius pretty quickly. So you want to drop that heal spell down as soon as you can, especially if you know they're going there. But anyway, nicely done there. Cleanup was pretty easy. All the bowlers stayed alive, so that helped. Number 8, I just cleaned this up at the end again, just to make sure that we won the war, which we did. But always good to be safe. Dropped down a hog there just to lure out the CC. I dropped a archer down and dropped my first poison down and my second poison. So that's just to make sure that the balloons won't even make it to my my Archer Queen. Again, you'll see that as a pattern. I do that all the time. It's a good thing to do. That way your Archer Queen doesn't have to worry about the balloons. Balloons nowadays are a lot more of a threat than they used to be. If they make it to your Archer Queen, they will drop a bomb immediately, since their mechanic changed, and you will lose your Archer Queen if they get 2 bomb drops off, even when you're level 30. So just got to be careful. Alright, so as you saw, drop the golem bowlers down at the top. Pretty similar attack to the one that you just saw from Bish Bash Bosh. Archer Queen to funnel one side, golem bowlers to funnel the other side, and then Valkyries and Barb King in between. Dropping down a couple of hogs, sprinkling them in. I sprinkled them in on the top left hand side just to save my bowlers so they can continue helping me with cleanup. So that'll speed up the raid, and eventually the hogs will clean up the remaining 2 defenses here, and that's it. Alright. Let's see. Ron on number 9. Again, very similar attack. The only difference is no bowlers for this one. It's just a golem and a couple of wizards. Don't use bowlers if you don't need to, because they do take up a considerable amount of troop space. So you don't want to waste that troop space if the bowlers are just going to be taking out trash. You want to make sure that they're actually taking out a few defenses. So in this case, Ron drops the poisons down like you should in a line, and you'll notice again the balloons won't make it to the Archer Queen. So that Archer Queen has done her job. She's made the funnel. She's killed the enemy Archer Queen, as well as the CC troops. So now Ron's going to drop in his golem down at the bottom. It's going to tank for 3-point defense, so that's good. And then after he's made his exterior funnel, he's going to drop down his Barb King and all of his Valkyries, and they're going to go in, and he's going to drop a rage down for them to help them beat through that wall, and a heal as well, and drops a jump spell down in the middle. That heal could have been a little bit further back. The Valks weren't really taking damage at that point, so a little bit further back. He did cover the 2 giant bombs there, so that's good. And now he's dropping in his hogs, and that heal spell actually covers all of the Valkyries and all of the hogs, so that was nicely done right there. And normally you want to maybe save your hogs just a little bit, let your Valks do a little bit more work there. But anyway, he's got a huge amount of hogs left, and I think they should make it through the rest of these defenses here. It's just splash damage left, so but that wizard tower did do a lot of work. But anyway, it's just 1 wizard tower, so not a big threat at all. Nicely done there. Well executed. And let's see, number 10 by Angus. Looks like a mass Valkyrie attack. Okay, so those wizards he dropped just to help out his Archer Queen take down that dragon. Angus does have a lower level Archer Queen, so he wanted to make sure. But that Archer Queen really, in all honesty, did not get too much done in terms of and that golem should have been okay. Let me just pause this real quick. Okay, so yeah, allow your Archer Queen to do maybe a little bit more work, and that golem, you really didn't need that there. Your Barb King is what you're dropping down to tank for your Valkyries. That golem should have been over here tanking for these wizards, and they would have been able to make a deeper funnel and maybe even take down these defenses over here. So let's continue. Luckily, the Valkyries went the right way, and they made their way into the core, and he's got that heal in the core and a rage spell on the back end just to help out. And with these low level walls, Valkyries are very strong because they melt right through the walls. Even while they're hitting surrounding buildings, they're damaging these walls, and it's pretty easy. But for these last segments, you could have brought maybe a loon or something just to take down those cannons. But anyway, doesn't really matter. The Valkyries spread out pretty nicely, and they made short work of that base. So nicely done. Still has his Archer Queen ability left. Alright. Number 11, also by Angus. This is a very, very, very common base. I see it a lot, even when I'm farming. Pretty bad base design, in my opinion. The giant bomb spots and Tesla hidden Tesla spots, sorry, are very obvious. Okay, see, this is not good. This is not good at all. A lot of wasted wizards here. Never drop unprotected wizards unless you're going for something specific. If your only goal is to make a funnel, use baby dragons. Not sure if Angus has baby dragons, but if you do, Angus, use baby dragons. If you notice here, he dropped 4 wizards in that 16 troop space, and with 1 baby dragon, you could have taken out all of this. So that's only 10 troop space, and you might even get an archer tower. But anyway, yeah, baby dragons are much better farm troops than, funneling troops than wizards. So never drop down naked wizards. Even if you just dropped, well, now you dropped the Barb King, but you should have dropped that down in the beginning. But anyway, Archer Queen's making her way into the base. Barb King is about to die, dropping down that golem. So Angus, just watch all of the previous attacks that I just went over in this video, and you'll see the best way to attack using this strategy. Using Archer Queen to make one half of your funnel, the Golem and Wizards or Golem and Bowlers to make the other half of your funnel, and then the Barb King and Valkyries in between. But again, this base has very weak walls, which are so this is what happens when the funnel is not created properly. Valkyries sometimes end up on the outside of the base, and while they're taking out all the surrounding buildings, they're getting shot at by the defenses inside. But fortunately, their Valks did make their way back in, and they're going to take care of the rest of these defenses. That Archer Queen just managed to stay alive with a slither of health and only 1 Archer Tower left, so no big deal. But yeah, Angus, take a look at some of the attacks that I just went over before, and work on getting that strategy down. Alright, I think that's gonna be all for this war. Hold on. Looks like we got a matchup. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, this is not good for them. We actually got an advantage at the top, and on top of that, we have our engineered account. So this is not going to be good for them at all. Just gonna take a quick look. Ooh, they have a 9 war win streak. So yeah, let's not take that lightly. They obviously know what they're doing. Let's take a look at the bottom here. Okay, so we do have an advantage at the top, but they have a Town Hall 9 advantage. They don't have any Town Hall 8s, and I think we have at least, well, we have 2 Town Hall 8s and our engineered account. So really, we're down 3 Town Hall 9s. But we are up a 9.5 and an 11, so definitely they're in for a bit of a match here. So let's take a look at the previous war. Another perfect. I think this is our 3rd perfect in 4 wars. So let's take a look. Engineered Chinese clan, probably one of the harder clans we've faced in recent wars, and they made a huge mistake. They actually all attacked really early, and I think they managed to get 44 in like the first 12 hours or something. Obviously the time zones are different, so they were attacking all through the night, for at least, you know, on our side. But anyway, they managed to get 44. Unfortunately, their number 2 could not 3-star our number 2. Let me see what their 1 did. I don't know why their... I guess their 2 is a better attacker than their number 1, because the number 1 went for number 3. Okay, so their 1 went for 3 and 2. He failed on 2, and then number 2 took out our 1. I think that was a bit lucky for him to be able to take out Fun. It did have to do with the base design as well. But anyway, he wasn't able to take out James. And they actually have an engineered account, which is their number 15, who is a Town Hall 11. Yeah, he has a Warden. And looks like he uses dragons. Dragons are maxed out, and they actually pretty much stopped after they got 44. You'll notice at the bottom, you'll see 2-3%. He pretty much just started the attack and then ended it. And that was a big mistake, because we came back and beat them with a perfect war. So anyway, let's take a look at some attacks. Number 1 by Bro, using our engineered account. Bro was pretty nervous about this attack. He did almost... We currently have bowlers in the lab, and he almost gemmed the bowlers just to make sure, but didn't need it. Very well planned attack. You'll see here what his plan is. He's doing an AQ charge. AQ goes... he had a loon, sorry, in the beginning, to trigger some air mines, and he found that out during the scout attack, of course. And he's got a giant inn with a bunch of bowlers and his Warden. And then he's got a rage down for his bowlers. They're gonna make pretty short work of that first Inferno Tower. And right here is the part where it was a good plan. He dropped down Hogs. Normally people would drop down Valkyries, but this was a wise choice for 2 reasons. One reason is this allowed him to drop down the Hogs much quicker. Pretty much after the defenses are cleared in front of this line here, he can drop the Hogs in and be sure that they would go into the core. If he had used Valkyries like most people would, he would have had to wait until the bowlers reached around 6 o'clock and then drop the Valkyries in here with a jump spell. And of course, I think by that time his Archer Queen would have probably died, because there is just a ton of defenses on her right now. So anyway, let's continue watching. So he's got a heal spell down for the Hogs in the core, and they've made their way through all the defenses there, and he now drops a rage spell. Could have been a little bit better placed on that rage. It didn't actually cover the Inferno Tower, but at this point you can see that the raid is over. Look at the amount of bowlers he has left. Look at what's left. Only a single Inferno Tower, which is really no threat to a huge group of bowlers, because it's only taking out 1 bowler at a time. And the only other defenses left is a cannon. So pretty nicely planned and well executed. Alright, rest is just clean up. Number 2. Okay, now I understand why number 2 went for number 1, because their number 2 is a engineered Town Hall 11. He has a Grand Warden. But anyway, Bro starts out by dropping 2 2 lightnings on that air defense. He brought up Quake just in case, although a level 7 lightning will take out a level 7 or 2 level 7 lightnings will take out a level 7 air defense without a Quake. But he brought the Quake just in case, because obviously with the Dragon Raid you cannot fail any part of your plan. But anyway, he didn't need it, and he used it wisely on the Town Hall and the Infernos. But anyway, CC gets lured out, and he's going to pop his ability here just to make sure. As you can see, the loons were about to get onto his Archer Queen, so he didn't want to take the risk. So this part was really neat. He drops down his dragons, and notice where the Barb King is going to go. Because of the funnel that the Archer Queen created on the left hand side, Barb King is going towards the right hand side, and eventually he's going to get onto that air defense. And then for that other air defense, he drops down a Lava Hound and a couple of loons. And those loons will in fact create a kind of a funnel cutoff along with the Barb King, and those dragons will make their way into the core where the threat is. His Archer Queen does eventually die because of that back end Inferno Tower, not allowing the healers to heal the Archer Queen, but those dragons are now inside the core. He's got one dragon up top just doing some cleanup work, which is nice. And the rest of the dragons are being buffed by the Grand Warden behind them. And now pretty much all the threat is gone, just that last expo, which I think was ground. But anyway, so now it's just that low level Archer Tower and that Wizard Tower, which is obviously not going to do anything to level 5 dragons. So nicely executed again. Bro showing off both ground and air this time. Alright, let's take a look at the next attack. Fun also had a pretty nice war. I actually didn't watch this attack yet. I watched number 4. But Fun was able to take down the remaining 2 9.5s. He's got an Archer Queen down at the bottom. Looks like it's going to be a standard Govaho attack. Just letting his Archer Queen do some work. Eventually looks like it's going to make her way over to that air defense and eventually lure the CC troops out. Okay, so it sends a Hog in to get the CC Lord. First poison, second poison. And drops down a Barb King. Couple of wizards, and he's got the baby dragon on the other side to create his funnel. Drops a couple of wall breakers down. Nice touch, because the walls here are rather high level walls. That jump spell though should have been down way before that. Drop it down before you even drop your Barb King. Those jump spells last for like a minute, so no reason to drop it down late. And second jump was late as well. Drop your first and second jump down together. You don't need to wait for the jump spells. They last a long time, so really no reason to do that. Especially with a Valk attack, you want to drop them down early. Anyway, Valks make their way through the center of the base, and now really nothing's left. I don't even think he needed those Hogs. But yeah, just really demolished it there. Number 4 was not as clean as number 3. Not sure if he maybe brought the wrong CC troops or something. I don't know. But didn't have a golem this time. Actually, he didn't have a golem last time either. So maybe he meant to bring CC Hogs. But anyway, got the baby dragon there to create a funnel for him. She's gonna walk towards the or the Archqueen is going to walk towards the enemy Archqueen, drops down a rage spell because she was dealing with the enemy Archqueen there, just to keep her alive. And let's see where he decides to make his entry. That Hog was a bit early, but does manage to survive long enough to get the CC Lord. Again, he's got his poison spells down. And now he's got his Barb King down and a couple of Hogs. No wizards. Yeah, this was not really well planned out. I guess he just used his Barb King to create a funnel for his Valkyries. But I'm not sure why he dropped the Hogs in before the Valkyries. I don't know if that was just a bit of a mistake there. That jump spell was also a little bit off. And with these Valkyrie attacks, you really want to make sure your Valks are moving through nicely. So I would have brought 2 jumps here instead of all those heals, which really wasn't needed if your Valks had gone through the core of the base. But looks like the Valks did a lot of the work in the core at least, but the Hogs here are going to, the remaining Hogs at least are gonna get killed. But he does have a pretty huge group of Valkyries left, and the raid did go rather quickly, so he does have enough time, even though he doesn't have any more wizards left or other high damaging ranged troops left. Okay. They're gonna make their way to this Troll Tesla over here and finish off the 3-star. Nicely done, although it could have been a lot cleaner. Number 3 was great. 4 was a bit messy. Number 5, Airwolf taking down their top Town Hall 9. Well done there. One of the last bases to go down, if not the last base. I can't remember which one was last. Actually, no. I think Calvin took the last base. Looks like a straight up Goho, going old school. 2 golems down, wizards down behind. Just wait a tiny bit longer, I would say, on the wall breakers. Just give your wizards a little bit more time to take out those exterior defenses. And so now the wizards are behind, taking care of the CC troops, and he's already started his Hog deployment. Drops down half of his Hogs and then heals, and then drops down the remaining half on the other side just to free spell there, just to allow those Hogs to, the main group of Hogs, to move down the core of the base so they don't have to travel around the outside, wasting time. So last heal spell here and last group of defenses, and that is just a huge number of Hogs. Fortunately, only a couple of, or half of them went up and hit that giant bomb, but all that's left now is a wizard tower, and that's it. Nicely done. Old school. I like it. Alright. And obviously Hogs are great cleanup troops, so cleanup's not going to be a problem. Number 6 and 7 were taken down, or actually what? Who did take down the last base? Anyway, I knew 5, 6, and 7 were the last bases, but I could have swore Calvin took the last base, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright, Gun doing a bully attack on number 6. Let's just take a quick look at this. Even though it's a bully attack, let's just fast forward at two times. Archqueen walk on one side, use the baby dragon to create the funnel on the other side. Obviously it looks like he's going to make his entry on the bottom left hand side there, which he does. Drops down a couple of wall breakers just to get that down. And drops in a couple of Hogs there. Really nice touch there, just to take down those defenses while the did he lose his Valkyries? Yeah, he did. So that heal for the Valkyries, if you saw that I mentioned during Fun's attack, or not Fun's attack, whose attack was it? I forgot whose attack it was, but for Valkyries, you want to make sure you're dropping down the heals very, very quickly before the Valks even get there. Especially if you're going in at a bomb tower and you're already losing a bunch of health when that bomb tower exploded. I think after the bomb tower exploded, he hit that giant bomb and ended up losing all of his... Actually, he only had 6 Valks, so it was mainly, I guess, a Hog attack. What did he have in his CC? Hogs, right? Yeah, I think it was mainly a Hog attack then. It was pretty much a Goho with Valks. Alright, number 7 by Richard. Let's see what. Okay, so Rich is going with his tried and true HGBH attack. Just want to remind everyone to be very careful with HGBH nowadays because of the recent mechanic change for the balloons. If you allow those balloons to get on your giants, they will kill them. Because of how fast they drop bombs now, it's very, very dangerous. So drops down a rage here just to help his giants and Barb King beat through the wall. And still not quite through yet. And that's 2 giant bombs there. He does manage to survive with those bowlers. But those balloons, let's see. The poison spell does slow them down enough that they do not get drops down on the giants. Or at least not all the giants. So at this point, he's just allowing his kill squad to do some work. And now he's starting to sprinkle in some of his hogs while the defenses are being tanked. And now he's going to drop down the rest of his hogs. Very, very good timing on that. While the giants again are tanking. So now he's got all of his hogs down in one group. Or they've joined up in one group, and he's putting down his heal spells. Good one there. Covering that giant bomb. And he does wait here. I guess because he wanted to make sure he had that one heal spell left for that cannon, Tesla. Ended up losing some to jump spells, but good thing he did save that last heal spell for the Tesla. But anyway, all defense is down. Just clean up now. Still got that baby dragon left, which is really nice for cleanup. And nicely done. Alright, number 8 by Rich's other account, Bish Bash Bosh. Looks like another HGBH. I know that you really like the strategy, but personally right now I think maybe Hobo is a bit stronger, I think. Just because it doesn't depend on healers, which got nerfed, and also giants, which kind of in a way got indirectly nerfed because of the mechanics of the balloon. But anyway, let's see here again. Unfortunately, that dragon's on the bowlers there, but the wizards and the Archking did manage to take them out, and a couple of his bowlers did survive there. Now he's dropping in his hogs again while the defenses are being tanked. Has a jump spell there, allowing his... here's another problem with bowlers, is if you don't have the outside buildings cleared, they sometimes wander out because they are not defense targeting. They target all buildings. I don't know. Personally, I just don't. I don't like either strategy, to be honest. I don't like using bowlers just because I don't know. It's not as dependable to me as, let's say, Valkyries. Two giant bombs, they're dead. One balloon drop or even the death drop from a balloon will kill a bowler. What else? I don't know. It's just I'm not a big fan of them, but they definitely do work very well if executed correctly. And Bosch does that and manages to get this 3-star. Nicely done. Alright. Alright, number 9 by Predator. I think this was an air attack. I actually didn't watch all of this attack. I watched it live, but by the time I got in, it was the end, or towards the end at least. So let's see how Predator did it. So he's got the poison spell down for the Barb King, which is a nice touch there. That allows him to save his ability. All right. Looks like he's just gonna let her walk down and take down that air defense there. He's got the Barb King down to cut off the exterior buildings. Not sure if he's planning on making entry or what. Yes, he is. Okay, so that makes sense now. So he's gonna come in. Barb King's gonna lure the CC troops as well as take aggro from the Archer Queen. Meanwhile, his own Archer Queen is going to come over and take care of the CC troops as well as the enemy Archer Queen eventually. Uses his ability, again saving a rage here, which is really nice. And eventually she's going to probably make her way over to that other air defense, which I think is what he wants. No, actually he's not going to wait for that. He's going to drop his loons now. The Lava Hounds, I would have dropped one from this angle, another from this angle. Actually, from this angle, just to tank these Archer Towers over here. Okay. Should have haste spells down for that group. Well, okay, he dropped a rage spell. Okay, that's fine. Got the haste spells down. Just last air defense goes down, even though there was no more lavas to tank, but he did have a big group of balloons, and of course the air defense can only take down one at a time, so nicely done there. Air is very, very popular now with the new buff to the balloons as well as dragons, so air is very popular. Alright, nicely done. Oops, let's close the draw tool here. Alright, next one, number 10. A lot of these attacks I haven't watched yet. Let's see what he does here. Looks like AQ Walk Valks. I don't know if he has a golem in the CC. Probably does. Although maybe not. Yeah, he probably doesn't. He's probably going to use that baby dragon to create the other side of the funnel. Probably has hogs in the CC. Alright, let's see. Gonna fast forward the Archer Queen walk here. Drops down the hog to lure the CC troops. And nice poison drops there. Alright, and that Baby Dragon does go down to create the other side of the funnel. And Archer as well. To take down that builder's hut and probably that army camp as well. Now that the funnel is created, he's dropping his Barb King, although if he's going to drop that giant, he should have dropped the giant before the Barb King. Alright, so they're going to peek through here. Good drop on the jump, nice and early before the Valks get there. That rage is slow. Should have dropped the rage right after the jump. And the heal is very slow. That heal is really, really slow. Lost a couple of Valks at least there. Should have been jump rage, and then right when the Valks got into the rage, dropped the heal spell. Quick succession, very quickly. Again, the spells need to go down really quickly for Valkyries because they move really, really fast, and you do not want to wait on, especially on the heal spells. That could ruin your raid if you hit a couple of giant bombs and there's like a wizard tower there or something shooting at them. But yeah. Alright, rest of it's just cleanup. Nicely done. Number 11 by Val. Looks like a variation of the general base. And Val's going to use the HGBH here. Let's see if that cannon ends up luring his bowlers over. That jump spell should not have been dropped there. Let's see what happens. You don't want a jump spell leading outside, because that obviously gives the bowler an option to go outside, which one does at least. Okay, a few more of them, but they do make their way back in. So, oh no. Alright, but anyway, they do take care of the core pretty nicely here, and he's got the hogs in. Nice heal drop there. Had he not dropped that heal, he probably lost most of his hogs, if not all of them, because he hit that one giant bomb and then hit the second giant bomb. Ooh, Fat Finger, the heal spell here, unfortunately, but the good thing is he's got his Archer Queen coming back over to help out, and the hogs do end up taking the rest of the defenses. Okay, nicely done. Alright, next one is number 12. Actually, we're gonna skip the rest of these. These are Town Hall 10s now. A very, very nice war by everyone. Really tough opponents. Whenever we see Chinese clans, we think it's gonna be a tough war, and in this case, we were right. They were very good, but just not good enough. Let's see. This one should be hard as well. Never take a clan lightly if they have a 9-win war streak. Yeah, never take them lightly, even though we do have an advantage. Let's take a look at the Town Hall 9s, because that's going to be the issue here. Let's take a look at how many maxed out defense Town Hall 9s they have. See, their walls are a lot higher than the previous clan, which is going to be a problem. Let's see. Yeah, they have really nicely upgraded walls. So it's been all maxed out. I didn't really pay attention to the hero levels, but they look moderately high. Yeah, just all maxed out Town Hall 9s, other than heroes and walls. So yeah, this isn't gonna be easy by any means. Just now, are the defenses starting to get low, and really not that much lower. This guy got pretty much maxed except for maybe a couple of mortars, and actually those mortars, yeah, a couple of mortars and one archer tower. Rest is maxed, and that air sweeper is not maxed. But yeah, it's not gonna be easy. Alright. I think that's gonna be it, and I will see you guys next time.